Thanks so much for tuning in. Now, what you are looking at is the court documents, and that is of Lascelles, Gurley, Mr. Ansom, right? Now, I will post a link to where you can actually find it and read it for yourself. So we understand court language and everything. People are saying that speculations are being made about Mr. Handsome, but today I'm going to try to kind of go into a few things, all right, to explain what really took place, what he was convicted of, certain rules that Jamaica has pertaining to offenders like him, and what we can do to protect the vulnerable. So tune in. Now, this information is posted on Google. Nothing was made up by Island Gal from Town. It says that Mr. Handsome was charged with and convicted for several ex-offenses in the United States in 2009. He was found guilty of by force, touching, and doing a number of things, endangering a child. And they also said there was some harassment in the second degree. Follow me now, viewers and subscribers. Now on screen, as you can see, a familiar face, right? We're going to listen into what some bloggers have been saying online. And when we talk about bloggers, and we are to include Mr.Vegas, we are talking about Ashanti 360, we are talking about Michelle Adana, we are talking about Anne-Marie, also Gracie, also Lady V. And they have given, their view, their take into the Mr. Handsome situation and whether or not he should be around children, or if any sin bigger than certain sins. And then, we're going to give our take. You can voice off in the comment section. First of all, do you think any sin a sin? Right? If you want my opinion, I'll give it at the end of this live. But listen in, guys.
Full-fledged Christian with Mr. Girlie picture him. Mr. Girlie not supposed to shame and picture him dressed up like a girl. That him say act. Me said, full-fledged Christian with Mr. Girlie picture him. Mr. Girlie not supposed to shame and picture them dressed up like a girl. That him say act. So me put up two pictures and said, full-fledged Christian, you're supposed to rejoice. After me, I'm born with the nasty boy, Mr. Handsome. When most people pick me a foreign and go to prison. But when I watch him still, the guy love little boys. When I know that too. Me telling yourself for watching on little son bottom. Any man touch molest them, I think them guns blazing. Most of my little boy now walking up on serious life, I eat that to blood clean. If anyone of them want to go for the company and go the other way. We just give them a love same way. See, I bring him to the right way and say, my youth a pump the love and him want to go the other way and go on the other way. I love him same way and give him if he get same way. I might take the same way. But no man is supposed to take my little boy and take him innocence. You hear that? My little girl, them, you hear that? Change. Care when nobody wants it. You can't just get up and change. Teenager go straight to them adult if them survive it. Or them kill them people, highlight certain things that must be highlighted. Not for hide on the carpet. We get credit for that. How about we normalize talking about this and bring it to the forefront? How about that? Think I can solve it? All I do is protect them. That's it though. Give victims less voice. And put them in the darkness. Silent, our people are said. They only talk about judgmental. Never saw the judge them victim there.
Me not ask you, and she in the chat. Mr. Handsome of a pass.
Which of you here don't have a past? Beautiful, spotless people. Who are you to judge anything? Walk to the end of the earth if you have to. And if your shoes gone off your foot, call me, make and drag you from my back. You see, when it comes to the kids, them, and so me, one of the first person who will donate money if you sue them. Me, Valley, Williams, I tell you, brawling. You know what I mean? You know, we're not telling lies. It was proven. Say, oh, it's, to me, I just find it so reckless and careless for you to say that all sin, our sin, it's like you're watering it down to make it out like there's nothing wrong with what he did. Your video, that's exactly what you were doing. That's what you did. You defended him, you know, and you used the Bible to defend.
Now, just stop for a moment. You believe say any sin a sin? You believe say if I go in a one store and me take up one candy, for example, shoplift, and me get caught, me go get the same time as if me did go in there, me and the owner catch up and me hurt the owner? Any sin a sin, viewers and subscribers? Please voice off while we listen to Michelle Adana's response and hear what some other bloggers have to say in this situation as to whether or not this gentleman is supposed to be caring for a custodian, being around children, especially boys. Tune in.
Lady V. Lady V came out to defend this individual. Things of this nature, you must never defend someone. You must never. I wouldn't even defend my own husband, who's the father of my children. I will not defend because I do not know, because these things happen on a regular basis. So, you know why these people ask for not until things come knocking at their door or come in their house on them, then they will understand. Beat down for Michelle. I shall not said anything wrong. It's just facts. Michelle come out and speak. Michelle come out just to talk facts and truth. Miss Handsome is a pedophile. When you can come out and call me all kind of derogatory name, me don't tell you the way you look like, and you need to go looking at the mirror. You tandem Ross. You can come out and call me all kind of derogatory name, me don't tell you the way you look like, and you need to go looking at the mirror. You tandem Ross. Fire up under him. Plus Mr. Handsome. Mother, you see what he have done. Remember in the pier one young boy 200,000. Don't act like I'm not member. Don't act like I'm not member like you want people go down that memory and pull back the tape and play tape on them platform. So let me tell you something. Mr. Handsome, I'm not gonna tell you that he cannot change. But the only way he change unless he go broken. I want if anybody understand me, I say, and in the presence of God, when I say broken, I mean broken that tears and snot that come out my nose. And you see the presence and the power of God take yes. And someone sitting there. And someone is poor with the lady over this. I will never say that people can't change. Because I know people can change. Nationals people can change.
Now, the star carried on a story about Mr. Handsome when he was deported. All right? And a critical part, a very important part of evidence that they used and convicted him was some startling, shocking, sickening videos that he had on his computer, which they found. And the victim testified along with his mother in court. Girlie's lawyers, they were unsuccessful in their attempt to get the video evidence thrown out because they didn't want the judge, to know about this. However, they saw this, and the veteran actor had to go back to Jamaica. He was deported. No, he says when he went back to Jamaica, he was ridiculed. And we're going to go into that. In his own words, I remember it for when I first came. People I know would have hailed me in good manner stopped. Even people who I worked with in the theater never wanted to work with me, which they have all right to their opinion and their actions. He said that he felt hurt that about these claims that landed him on the list of registered ex offenders in the USA, and people are still continuing to judge him. So it seemed to me as if now he is the the victim. But let's move on, viewers and subscribers. He goes on to say that he is a human being, and he goes on to say that he's not going to make anyone make him go under a stone and crawl up. He says sometimes silent mean consent. Wow. He says none of us are perfect as humans, and we all make mistakes. And he, will go on to mention that there are certain individuals who in the dancehall fraternity who have been on his back, and his life, he needs to live his life. He doesn't need whatever happened to him then to mess with his career, his earnings. Now, speaking of his earnings, we know what he does for a living, his comedic nature, putting on the wigs, doing all of that, being girly, being a clown. All right. Now, the Cayman Islands had put him on to be at one of their, a concert in October 2022. Now, people run out in a Cayman and them say, listen, man, we don't need this gentleman. From the flyers circulated, they said, oh no, this man here convicted of such crap, can't come a Cayman. If you know how it went on, if he actually went or if he was actually cancelled because Cayman put on them foot, please write it in the comment section as to the outcome of that. Now, when we talk about how he wears these wigs and the children find him funny and he offers money to certain people, and we know even the case where Alex was doing his, young donor foundation, he found Alex persons, think that he's always, en route, on the move with younger boys, and it's not for a good reason based on his past. Now we're gonna hear what a professional said, about individuals like this. Please, viewers, wanna listen.
Listeners, is that they know what children want. They have practiced it for years and years and years. Listeners, is that they know what children want. They have practiced it for years and years and years.
Some questions that you may have. Who is a registered ex offender? That is someone who has been convicted of a offense as such, doing certain acts, and it requires registration under local, state, or federal laws. Now, him not the American no more. But before we get into what Jamaican rules are pertaining to these persons, this is an image of what each level offender does or how they put them under certain levels. He is a level 3. So him they write down here. So for a level 3 offender like him, they say that these people have been convicted. Some things that they have done is on a more violent or non-violent nature, and they have these offenses with adults or children, right? And if you are convicted of a tier 3 offense, you will have to register. You have to be on that registry for the rest of their LIFE, and they have to report for verification 4 times per year. These are in the US. Now, based on some digging that I have found, according to Google, it says that many Caribbean countries creating this kind of list, they try to tackle it. It's a struggle, but currently only Trinidad and Tobago, Jamaica, and Belize have a certain registry as such where this person is on the system and can be researched, and then all of them details is there. All right. Now, for the persons who open up their homes to individuals because they feel like it is a meal ticket for their children, please be reminded, that you are going to be held accountable, that you are responsible for protecting the vulnerable. And if we want to talk about whether or not he is permitted to be in some places, he shouldn't even be performing in some. I've seen him on his page being at some form of community treat, lifting young boys up, holding mic, playing around, doing his gimmicks with his wigs and his outfits. Now, somebody asks on Google if Royal Caribbean, say for example, are there places who, if you're an offender, you can't go? Yes. Offenders in certain countries cannot be near schools, parks, places where it's coming like you say you cannot give cat butter for carry. Right, viewers? So it's the same thing. You cannot give a hungry man food. So if he has that weakness, that urge, and has been convicted of such, then uno feel like say him supposed to be let go around children. Now, if you know of somebody who, take things thief, you're going to put down your valuables beside them and turn your back. And if you know of somebody with this kind of conviction, would you feel safe having your little ones being around these individuals? What countries deny these type of persons? It says currently China, the United Kingdom, and Australia. I've heard him say that he has a UK visa. So maybe somebody didn't do their research well, or maybe he is not registered on the registry in Jamaica. Now, the Jamaican government has said persons who, these offenders who contravene or hide reporting themselves, there is an act of 2009, FEMA year of conviction, where if you don't report yourself, you have to pay, see there, 1 million or get to serve your time for 12 months. Now, I wanted to know if Mr. Gurley is on the registry, so I tried to do my research the same way I did it to find him on the convicted offenders list in America. Well, guess what, viewers and subscribers? Access to information at this registry is only limited to a certain people. So, they are not open to the public. You cannot put in certain people's name or your area and see the names of these persons where you have to tell your children to run from, right? And so they say if you're a member of the Jamaica Constabulary Force, or if you're a counselor working maybe on a case, or for these offense, or if you're a prospective employee, they have given us a list of persons who you have to be wearing those badges in order to have this information. So I cannot be just a man in the street, island girl from town, and know if Girlie is on the registry list. But please, if you know somebody who knows somebody who knows somebody, please ask them to look now and let us know in the comment section, yes, he is registered in Jamaica because I did my research, or no, or just, let me know if you get that information. And now we come to talk about the victims and how they are negatively impacted. There are a myriad of ways how victims are impacted when they are violated. And among them are mental disorders such as anxiety, attachment, post-traumatic stress, and depression disorders. They sometimes consider hurting themselves, or, taking away themselves from earth. They also have learning disorders, including poor language and cognitive developments. These persons, delay their development, delay. They also have, eating disorders and physical ailments. And this is something that never leaves the victim. You know how Lascelles said he want to move on with his life, and he's not going to crawl up, and he's not going to hide, and he needs to move forward and take care of his grandchildren and continue to perform at events with children, thereby rubbing butter in a puss mouth. Well, we are here to say that he needs some form of help, some kind of remediation. Do you think that, these offenders can be rehabilitated? Now, based on my research, They say that if this person goes through treatment and is monitored, then there is a chance where they may not re-offend, highly unlikely, but they'll still have the thoughts and they'll still basically there is no guarantee whether or not, and in fact it is a debate as to whether a person of this nature who actually don't just sit and think about something, but he went as far as to act on it, and even coming back to Jamaica he was involved in something similar to that, as you heard Anne-Marie say in the beginning, where he had to pay some hush mouth monies. All right, now wanna listen, viewers and subscribers, to the advice of one such person who was just like Girlie. He speaks.
Think about your actions, and if you don't care, then that should be a sign of your mental state. If anyone listens to this and stops because of it, or seeks help because of it, then that's a step in the right direction. Warren says even after therapy and treatment, offenders can still have an attraction toward children. Treatment for sex offenders does not work. The statement has been a source of debate for decades. One study finds the effectiveness of treatment depends on a number of factors, including the type of offender, the type of treatment, and how much management, supervision, and support the offender has. Completely cured is difficult, but you can change enough where it's not an issue anymore. The ex-con insists he's the safest person in his community. I believe I'm the safest person in this neighborhood. Not only because of what I've gone through, but knowing what I did and knowing the law, I actually know what to look for. Can sex offenders successfully rehabilitate back into society? It depends which research you believe in, how you define the word successful and rehabilitate. We have the research posted on our website.
Now, if you know of somebody who needs to be reported, or if you want to have any form of contact with the registry in Jamaica, that's the information posted. Their address, they are at 12 to 14 Lockett Avenue, Kingston 4. That's their number, their email, and their fax information. People, protect your children. Please keep your eyes wide open, and don't forget, viewers and subscribers,
Listeners, is that they know what children want. They have practiced it for years and years and years.
please like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Walk good.